Hello, it's Harnas here, and welcome back to Dreadnought Nautical Domination. And we are in the very final battle of the series, and this is the joint combat between the secondary brackets winner Fracture by Delta Force, who were in the secondary bracket just very briefly, and my own ship, Hero of Tsushima. Okay, so let's start. Let's see how this battle is going to go. So of course it's like fourth round between those ships. They have previously fought, and it was 2-1 for Tsushima. So now the question is Fracture be able to turn the tables to change the outcome of the battle and finally defeat Hero of Tsushima? Let's find out. So far, none of the shells actually landed on Hero, and there is some pretty decent salvo shot back by Hero. Looks like those front guns have been targeted, but not destroyed, just clipped. Of course, Fracture is repairing very quickly. Follow-up shot, and that landed just before the rear guns actually. Alright, looks like for now, seems like the guns on the Fracture have not found Tsushima yet, but okay, it's just some clipping shot, just slightly grazed the superstructure, but look, it was enough to trigger that powerful fragments and shear off one of the guns. Okay, another volley being shot by Tsushima. Let's see. Okay, looks like it's mostly bow, so nothing too important. Another shot landing. Rear guns trying to find Tsushima and actually missing. I think that one of the turreted guns was actually clipped on Tsushima. Salvo coming back, and alright, partially hit, mostly grazed off some of the bottom. So Fracture managed to repair fully, and Tsushima is also close to it, but also its material is starting to run out, and some of the volleys they go into wrong places, like the stern, which is not really that critical. Okay, that return salvo just caught Tsushima turning, so another dodge. Okay, that was a much better hit by Tsushima. That salvo landed near the rear turrets. And yeah, one of the turrets might be malfunctioning, but I don't really think that's actually the case. And Tsushima just ran out of materials, while Fracture has got 15k left. So still a lot material to repair with. And decent salvo here, quite decent, yeah. Right smack in the middle. Going quite deep, even grazing slightly that super firing turret, which is degraded. So those cram blocks, they cost much more in terms of repair cost than the structural blocks. Okay, looks like 2 of 4 guns actually are struggling on fracture. And that was another good volley delivered by Hero. Tsushima is turning once again, and I think that those shots were short actually. Another turn, another salvo. And yeah, I really wonder when Tsushima is going to run out of juice, which is unfortunately sometimes the case. And that was a pretty good salvo here. It is now leading by nearly 10 percentage points. But again, that means nothing. And we still have to account for the expended fuel and ammunition. Alright, that was a pretty juicy one. And also the gun have been clipped, and now Fracture is not able to actually repair anything with that. So super firing degraded, this one. And this is working, that is not working, and I'm not sure about this one. Okay, another follow-up in this section. I think that it's going so deep that some of the guns would have issues actually shooting. So being low in the water can be good, but also there are some dangers like this, and I think it's actually eating some DQ time because of or at least I think it's eating some DQ time because of being so low. And yeah, I think that Tsushima ran out of juice. Let's see. Yeah, that's correct. No more ammo, so no more shooting, which is less than ideal. And Tsushima is trying to, or at least I think it should, try to create a little bit more distance between itself and the opponent, just to minimize the number of shells actually hitting. But there is, how much, like 8% percent points difference between the ships, and still quite a lot of time to go. 1 minute 30 seconds, actually a little bit more. So yeah, I'm not really sure how this is going to go. And actually just have a look at this shell, how it scraped the whole deck of Tsushima. Alright, still 1 minute and 10 seconds of waiting. Let's have a quick look at the state of Fracture. Let's have a look. Okay. It's out of ammo as well. Alright, okay. That's interesting. Okay. So, that means that this round is over. No more ammo, and Tsushima has got more high HP, so it's declared the winner. So let's start another round. Alright, and we are back. in the round number 2. So I think that Tsushima was relatively lucky with the shell placement from Fracture. I think it was able to dodge quite a lot of shells and made just enough gap between the HP pool to be able to withstand the final minutes. So the drums are up, cheering, but okay, looks like that was a good hit, and seems like an engine or two and some more have been actually hit. So this is definitely not something that Tsushima wants. And I think it actually confused the sound block. So it's playing the tune again. I think it's in a shock. Yeah, those Fracture's guns really hurt. I think that in the last match, I think that Tsushima was actually lucky. Must have reached one of the ammo stores, because Fracture ran out of ammunition, which didn't happen before, I think. Or maybe I'm wrong, I'm not sure. I don't remember anymore. Okay, that volley actually went quite deep and managed to hit the frag cannon, and the gun is degraded. So that's a significant strike by Tsushima. But yeah, it also received a good damage to its casemated guns. Some of them are basically not there. And another strike. Okay, the right side and also the left side seem to be, you know, in a pretty bad shape. Let's have a look at the ammunition stores. Okay, ammo seems not to have been grazed. That's actually good. So the only thing that Tsushima can hope for, okay, you know, the guns have been reduced a bit, so the firepower drops, but this should mean less consumption of ammunition. So maybe it can basically fight longer, if that's possible. I'm not sure. But for now, it's out of material. It's out of material, and that means that some of those degraded guns are not going to come back. And Fracture sits still on 13k repair budget. So yeah, but I think some of the guns are struggling a bit. Maybe one of the guns. Okay. Another salvo. And actually it was close to the forward gun. Yeah, maybe a bit made it through. I saw some repair boxes there. Okay, some surface damage, nothing important. I think that this turret also got clipped. Another partial salvo. Okay, that's alright. That was a little bit of crumb stuck, so might have hit something important. Okay, Tsushima is still shooting back. It is behind in HP, but still some damage is being delivered back at Fracture, who actually is out of material as well. Let's quickly check the ammo. Okay, fuel is relatively low, but ammo seem to be fine at this point. And hero, okay, it's fine as well. Yeah, I think that this happened what I predicted. So basically, less guns use less ammunition, so it might actually have it to last a little bit longer. But this time the firepower actually is dwindling down on Tsushima. Less and less guns are able to reply, but at least the mobility is still there. So if it's lucky and it's going to be able to clip the guns, okay, maybe this one is partially disabled, I'm not sure. Yeah, this one is, yeah, exactly. So maybe two guns are now not operational on Fracture, not fully sure. HP wise it's quite close, just 4% points, and this time it's for Fracture. Okay, looks like this gun got hit. That was a decent salvo. Okay, partially deflected off the surface of water. That actually hit. No, okay, looks like both guns actually were able to reply. And that hit, okay, yeah, it stripped something, but it wasn't really critical. Those shells bring less and less power. And the ships are very close, just 1% point difference between the two. So now the question is Tsushima going to be able to close the gap and finalize the tourney, or do we have to run yet another round with the Fracture being victorious? Okay, that was a good hit by the Fracture, very good hit, and I think that we might have an ammunition problem appearing once again. Let's check. Yeah, that's correct. So I think that this means that this can mean only one thing, that we will have to go to round number 3. Yeah, some good shots landed here. Tsushima is trying to dodge still, but now it has nothing to reply with. So ammunition lasted a bit longer, but not much longer. And yeah, maybe one store or more just got clipped. It is possible. Yeah, let's have a quick look at Fracture, just to make sure that there's nothing that can happen here that would make it disqualified. I don't think so. It's still floating, doesn't going anywhere, out of fuel, and I'm pretty sure that Tsushima is going to comply and stay within bounds. So yeah, okay. So let me rerun the battle once again and go into round number 3. Okay, and we are back. This is the last round of the tournament, and this is going to decide who is going to be the winner of Dreadnought Nautical Domination. Is it going to be Hero or is it going to be Fracture? We will find out soon enough. Early salvos trying to find Tsushima, so far not successful, and yeah, that was a very close miss, and looks like Tsushima is landing its first shots. Another salvo, some misses, and okay, looks like the rear guns took quite a lot of that, and yeah, the guns have been shortened, but it should quickly repair. Yeah, that salvo was a little bit too short, and it looks like the guns also again took quite a lot of that salvo from Tsushima, but also a lot of missed. Tsushima have been really lucky not to have taken any significant damage yet. And now I think it's the first damage delivered, and I think that this was only some spawned frags. So yeah, pretty interesting. Okay, left side salvo away. Okay, clipped. Alright, yeah, some decent damage done. Stripped quite a lot of wood. And actually, at this stage of the battle, Tsushima actually has got more material left than Fracture, which is quite rare. Okay, a little bit of damage to the deck, but I think that definitely the frag shells are delivering much better results than the HE ones, unless of course the bow's turn is clipped. Then yeah, those HE are more than adequate to do something. Okay, do we have a turret shut off? Yeah, no? Okay. Yeah, for a moment I thought that maybe the turret was shut off, but no. It's still intact. And actually this time Fracture has got more materials left. I think that there must have been some good hit from Fracture, who actually was able to get those materials off Tsushima. Okay, we've got some stern being hit. Tsushima doesn't really like hitting the stern because it can cripple its mobility and indirectly firepower. It just needs to turn to show one side and the other side. Otherwise, it is losing its ability to fight. Some good hits landing on Tsushima actually, who is out of material. So, but Fracture is not very far behind. It still has 6k material to repair with. Okay, some of those shots are definitely degraded small caliber shots and quickly repaired, and this salvo actually missed. Okay, good shots landing. Another salvo in the turret area, and the guns actually hit the front guns. Okay, I think that, yeah, at least one of the cannons is not working correctly. But that's typically not enough. It needs to knock out a bit more guns of the Fracture to be able to close the distance. The Fracture also does not have any more materials to repair with, and is leading by 4 percent points. Okay, a little bit broken and divided salvo from Tsushima. Some of the guns have the reduced gauge. Okay, that one went high. I think the shell just bounces off the turret cap itself. But there's like 6% points lead by Fracture. So I think it just managed to get that lead a little bit higher. And okay, some good shots there, but still I think not enough. Yeah, a little bit broken salvo here. Okay, the mast have been shot off. Maybe just an act of desperation from the hero. This mast had no real value. And yeah, looks like the Fracture is now winning the battle. It's like has like 8% points advantage now. And the salvos are not doing as much damage as they used to be in the past. So the firepower really dwindled down for Tsushima. It would have to score really a very, very critical hit to change the outcome here, because the time is running out. Just over 1 minute left. And okay, Fracture ran out of fuel. And Tsushima, I'm not sure if it actually has any powder. Okay, it still has some powder left. Okay. Interesting. Maybe with those rear guns out of firing arcs, it might be able to do some work. Okay, some blocks have been shot off, but there's just 1 minute and 30 seconds left, and I have little confidence about the number of ammunition left on Tsushima. Yeah, it is just moving the guns, but it's not really replying. So let me check. Once again. Okay. Yeah, for a moment I think I saw Fracture's ammunition. All right, so it's out of ammo and out of fuel as well. Yeah, okay. So it's dead in the water. It's just going to spin, I think. And that's it. Okay. So round number 3 is going to go to Fracture in this case, who is going to be the winner of the tournament. So I think well deserved. Fracture, I mean Delta really read the meta really well. Prepared a very well protected ship with the hard hitting guns in small number, but nevertheless very hard hitting. So it it was a good package that was able to win the tournament. Okay, so huge congrats to Delta Force. Very good design, very good design. And condolences to myself. I think that Hero of Tsushima was able to show a little bit a different approach to the design. So I think it's I try to be as unique as possible, and I hope to bring a little bit of spirit of the Battle of Tsushima in form of not fully replica, but I hope that at least something resembling of the Japanese warships from that era. Uh, and yeah, that was a fun hosting the part of this tournament. Thank you everyone for watching, and see you in the next tournament.